to sing with my bottom.
Hello there.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
How are you?
Alright, thanks.
Oh yeah?
Nice
You alright?
to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
What's your name?
Mr Methane.
Mr Methane.
Tell me what the act is.
Yes, I'm a performing flatulist. You know, this is a fantastic opportunity, and the more I think about it, the more I want it. We're going to put the art into fart.
Oh, yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hi, and you are?
Mr Methane. I am a performing flatulist. And,
Just do it.
okay, certainly. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to put the art into fart. First of all, I just have to adopt the farting position. Okay. You pick.
Who's that?
That was a good one.
Music Maestro! Thank you.
Look at his face straining as he does it.
Thank you.
I'm not using that microphone up to him.
Thanks.
You are a disgusting creature.
Shall I go?
Sure, Mr Methane blew it.
Thank you very much.
Have you not seen that before? No. Oh, I have.
Go check your shorts on the way out.
Okay, thanks guys. I think I will do.
Hey guys, this is the Fart Reviewer here with...
Richie?
So, we are back for another fart review. This time it is on Mr Methane, and it is our Britain Got Talent. And I just showed you the clip there, and we're going to talk about this on a much deeper level, because obviously on the basis you can see that it's kind of shown as a comedic video, but it goes much more deeper than that. So after I watched the video, I was kind of wondering, Richie, what do you think of the crowd's behavior towards Mr Methane?
Well, I think that the crowd's behavior towards Mr. Methane demonstrates the profound social stigma that society decides to cast upon those who demonstrate merely natural bodily functions, and unfortunately, so our society has made that into an unspeakable act where everyone will consistently laugh, point fingers, and deride at those who show signs of having committed such a bodily function.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, throughout all of the video, I just realized that, you know, this is a man who's been practicing for a lot of time. He wants to make a very serious performance on Britain's Got Talent. He shows up and he performs a song, which I'll go into about later, but he performs in song and he gets like socially reprehended for it. Like, you can just tell everyone wants him out of there. Obviously showed by like bigoted Simon Cowell and that lady just hitting the X's right away.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely it's definitely an imperative notion to realize that Mr. Methane is merely trying to show the profound talent which he has for this area of work, and unfortunately, people are making him into a sort of public spectacle in which they consistently mock his behavior when he's simply trying to create a very serious performance that he has practiced very meticulously for.
Yeah, and to take note of what not only his performance but like also what he's wearing. He's obviously wearing something that looks like a Green Lantern if he had, you know, stomach cramps or something. But I was wondering if perhaps he's trying to be like a superhero to some sort of try to like give a normal societal pressure toward, or not a pressure, but like make society be used to all these farting people. And I perhaps think that although a majority of the people in that video, you can kind of see they're against farting, a few of them laugh now and then. Like, what do you think that's all about?
Well, although their stance is against farting, and they generally find it, and people in modern society generally see farting as very crude, improper behavior, I think that laughs that occur there show that Mr. Methane is trying to appeal to the audience through humor. Like, his superhero power is creating funny nonverbal jokes that will get the audience to more deeply consider the seriousness of the issues which he is trying to bring attention to by way of his fart.
Yeah, I think not only that, but I think actually, like, you know, the guy on the left in the video is, I think he's one of the reviewers, is like, his name's Harvey, I think. He actually might be on a deeper level than what's shown here in the video, because obviously there's general audience members who kind of just laugh or whatever, find it funny. But I think Harvey's actually part of, like, an organization, perhaps, along with Mr. Methane and a few audience members. If you look at 1 minute and 1 second in the video, you see this kind of chunkier lady laughing along with him. I wonder if perhaps there's some sort of, like, organization that's trying to, you know, make farting normal to society. And I wonder if perhaps all these people putting them down is actually a long-time social standing against this, like, maybe it's a potential religion that they stand for.
Well, as you mentioned, the woman at 1 minute 1 second, you can see her laugh, and she laughs into her laugh, but it doesn't seem that she finds laughing to be a source of shame. So I would assume that in this case, as evidenced by Harvey's white axe, where the other people instantly gave him red X's, I believe that Harvey is attempting to show the audience that Mr. Methane's performance is one deserving of high merit, even though it does obviously violate principles that are currently integral to our society, however unfortunate that may be at the time.
Yeah, I feel like even though Simon and the other lady already pressed their X's, I feel like Harvey is being, you know, socially pressured into pressing the X as well. But for some odd reason, he keeps going on, and it doesn't look like a look of interest. It looks like a look of, come on, you got to prove to these people that farting is good and not a social, you know, outcast thing that people take place in if they want to perform like Harvey or the main Mr. Methane does want to. And to take this into note, I think that they're just trying to get, you know, spread their farts around and perhaps make sure that their religion, which I think is trying to, like, you know, make it back into society as normally, they're just trying to spread that message, you know?
Yeah, I understand. You know, the other day there was an interesting principle that I came across in which someone said that farting unites Catholic knights, and I feel that, well, if farting is indeed a part of a religion, or a group of people wants it to become part of a religion, I feel like the phrase "farting unites Catholic knights" is an important juncture, because with over 1 billion Catholics in the world, 1.2 billion to be exact, I believe, with 1.2 billion Catholics, a substantial market of believers in the acceptability of farting will be gained as long as Mr. Methane is able to convince his audience, which of course I am sure contains a fair proportion of Catholics.
Yeah, especially in, you know, modern day England, there's definitely a large amount of Catholics. I mean, it's one of the origin places of the religion. But I was wondering what you think, because it's obviously a special denomination, Farting Unites Catholic Knights, and I was wondering what you think the current numbers are and what they'll increase to after this video will be publicly, like, addressed in this religious persecution in England and the UK in general.
Just for clarification, by your question, do you mean that people who are currently members of the pro-farting section of as far as Catholic Knights, or members who have not yet converted to such a section but hopefully will with the advent of such media?
Well, I was thinking of the members of the pro-farting, you know, area of Farting Unites Catholic Knights, and how many that you think they'll make regular Catholics, like, you know, the classic denomination, convert to their specific denomination of Christianity, of the Farting Unites Catholic Knights movement.
Well, I think that the group that supports farting, like the United Catholic Knights, I believe that they will gain substantial membership by Mr. Methane's performance, because as Catholic Knights are seen as authority figures to adherents of religion such as Catholicism, adherents to it are strongly encouraged to offer grave consideration to the word of the word of the knights, which are in effect their advisors. So I believe that by advising these people and giving a philosophical yet deeply logical conversation about the nature and the acceptability of farting, I believe that these Catholic Knights can accomplish an important deed in society by allowing more people to be open towards farting and other commonly obscene bodily behaviors.
I definitely agree with that, and I think that this video just skims the surface of, you know, this entire religious freedom being back into society of an unknown religion in terms of speaking compared to other ones. And I think that overall we need to investigate for more of this Farting Unites Catholic Night movement throughout other, you know, media and stuff. So I think it's a good place to leave off this video at. Do you have any last words you'd like to say?
No, I just like to add on to what you just stated. I think it's important for our viewers to note that the show is unquestionably biased towards those who encourage the freedom of religion, because in its entirety the show features without really exception audience members laughing at him, pointing fingers. And I mean, if it's just his religion and he wants to have more people convert to Catholicism where they can be in favor of these, you know, just behaviors, I feel that it's imperative that we take this as a plea to adhere to the dominant religion in America and England today, which is obviously Catholicism.
Yeah, and I'd like to wrap it up on that note that we need to expose Britain's Got Talent for the anti-religious, you know, propaganda it's spreading and things like that nature. And we'll look more into this in the future. I'm sure there's more farting videos on Britain's Got Talent. But I'd like to thank Richie for joining me in this video, and we'll see you guys next time.